I guess in 4 or 5 years, the new generation's music will be, it'll have a synthesis of those two elements and some third thing that'll be entirely, maybe it'll be, it might rely heavily on electronics, tapes. I can kind of envision maybe one person with a lot of machines, tapes, and electronic setups, singing or speaking and using machines.
2. That one's 2, right?
Vocal?
So yeah.
Vocal could go up a little bit. Okay. 1, 2. I can spread them out. This is 3.
No. Your chord is 2, 3.
Okay. You got it. All 1 through 4 can go up in the drum monitor. You got it.
I literally see all the connections that are made. It's incredible to see how far the song has come in the past 2 years. It's beautiful. It's grown right before my eyes. And honestly, I feel like I'm most blessed. I feel so blessed. A lot of stuff started in Binghamton, which is funny because it's such a depressing city, you know? A lot of movements come out of a depressed area. I mean, people want to dance and people want to connect, and when you bring people together like that, why not try to bring it above ground, you know? There's an infinite amount of sounds and words out there in the universe that can be scrambled up into a numerous amount of combinations, and it's just, right now is so cool. This time period is so cool for music. It's the platinum age.
It's dope to be with y'all tonight. Y'all ready to get bucked? We got 2 hours to do this shit. Are y'all ready to get bucked? Make some motherfucking noise. Yeah! Word up, y'all.
Set this. That's it. Back to your feet. It's a video.
The first question I asked you when you came in here is, what are you doing playing with a bunch of other people?
Oh yeah.
I was almost insulted, so.
Yeah, I know. I rarely play with other people anymore. I played in bands forever, for a long time, for the last 10 years, been on the road with bands, and then just got to a point where I wanted my own ideas. I wanted to throw out my own songs, my own solo creations. I ended up putting together some laptops and some keyboards, and decided to make a living in a way. But other than this project, this was like a real quick email from Mike Carter from Indoboxing. It was just pretty much like, I got these 2 other guys that are really into this improv idea, and I was like, all right, I don't want to practice, I don't have time, I can't do this. And he was just pretty much, we don't need to practice, just do this, just play. So we actually got together real quick the night before our first show and just jammed a little and just figured it out and said, all right, let's do something like that. And literally got on stage and it just happened.
I'm really happy to be here at Mint Green, where everyone's breath is fresh, all the way to the last day of the festival. Everybody give it up for Evan Dunn doing lights. We're happy to have him from Chicago.
Trying to be electronic with live drums and everybody playing with their actual hands, no like pre-programmed anything. So it's a kind of new thing for Boston, definitely.
Yeah, we like to keep it interesting on stage. Have like that live DJ feel.
without, but also like being rock and roll at the same time.
Exactly.
Like
live electronics blowing up, like that's,
it is, and that's what we're really into. There's not really, and there aren't really many other bands that play like that around Boston that we've encountered yet.
Yeah, I like how you guys actually incorporate like vocals and stuff in too, because you see a lot of live electronics we just playing.
Exactly, yeah.
And then you got
that you'll hear or
yeah.
or whatever. Yeah. But that's one thing that like when Matt and I initially started it, we just started writing music like on a laptop together, and we wanted to do that. Like we really listening to LCD Sound System a lot, and just like we want to do something like this.
Yeah.
Obviously, the music has to be the most important thing, I think. Because visuals with bad music is probably not that good.
Makes for bad visuals, probably.
What do you guys think of Make Green? This is the first year, grassroots as it gets. Like a lot of this whole pavilion was put together off of donations.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
There's a lot of volunteers working and stuff like
all
that.
All volunteers, everything. You know what I mean?
At a small festival like this, everyone's going to be chilling at their cars, chilling with their friends. They're not going to go to a stage unless it's someone they really want to see. And I've played many empty barns to small festivals and just empty barns and sheds and whatnot. And here, so many people came out to the set that I couldn't even believe it. It's work, but it's fun.
Yeah.
There's a lot of experimenting, and I have been discovering what Verizon Wireless is along with everyone else. Every set is really some sort of new experience where I'm in a new genre. I mean, I've been playing in bands my entire life, and I've been playing instruments my whole life, writing music and being in many different projects. I didn't like plan to be a DJ. I kind of got into it backwards. I'm mainly a drummer, and I got Ableton because I couldn't really rely on the band that I had in college, and I started to teach myself that and was producing music, and I was doing that for a while, and that's when I started playing the big up and whatnot, and then I didn't really have any money, and my computer started failing, and I figured out this way to mix tracks and songs and vocal samples over like 6 different channels, and I just stumbled upon a very strange mixing method and whatnot. So it's kind of been like a reverse like shift into DJing. I don't even know if, obviously DJing is not what I do, because DJing is disc jockeying, and I don't know anything about disc jockeying.
Yeah.
And those people aren't gods.
You ever been asked to play a wedding?
No, I haven't been asked to play a wedding. But at my residency in Manhattan, I have been asked to play Call Me Maybe.
Yeah? Do you do it?
No, I
Yeah.
I don't think we've even talked about it. I think maybe even talked about, if we even tried talking about anything, like the creation of songs and what we're going to do, I think it would ruin the whole atmosphere of what we're doing. So pretty much, if someone takes it in a direction, we all just go with it. You know? Everybody's got power. It's a democracy in a way. I can start doing a riff, and then Mike might go, oh, I kind of like that, and we'll start teasing off that, and I'll hear him doing that, so I'll stay on it, and maybe make a chorus and a verse out of it, and look at Jules real quick, and be like, all right, go back to what we thought of in our heads as the verse, and we go back to that, and then I go back to the melody line of the chorus, kind of piece together that, and then we go into like, an easy jam, and, so it's, I guess we're kind of forming songs in a way, but it's not, it's still improv.
There's really any show that's not, that we're either support on fully, or that it's even really a legitimate like co-bill per se. Like the tour was booked, it was our agent, it's our tour, so yeah, it's important that I think we start really solidifying ourselves in the market.
What's been your favorite place so far this summer?
I mean, disco was awesome. Late night.
Yeah. Hangout was really cool. What else did we do? I thought last night was cool, that Camp Barefoot.
Yeah.
That was really fun.
Yeah.
It was kind of hippie-ish, but like it was fun, man.
We're not a jam band, obviously, but
Right.
it's not as hard as, you know, a Skrillex or a Bass Nectar or the hard dubstep guys. And, you know, by using the samples, you know, the horns and the melodic movement in the songs and the melodies and stuff, it sort of, you know, in some way kind of walks closer to the line of a band per se, and a strong song structured versus just, you know, like just pound it in your face for 5 minutes. So I think that the crossover is a little bit more, we're able to do that a little bit more, I think, with the kids that are really into the jam band scene.
And I just look for what sounds like is the now music.
Yeah.
You know, and try to warp that and emulate it, and also bring in elements of past music. So trying to get like this space beats to match the earth beats, you know?
Yeah.
You're taking digital sound and analog sound, and you're trying to find some way to make it sound cohesive. Big Gigantic is a good example of someone who does it. Break Science does it well. So what we tried here at this festival this weekend, because I wasn't really satisfied with how having the acoustic drums over it was, we replaced the acoustic kick drum with an electronic kick drum and started incorporating a lot more electronic percussion. So at the beginning of our set, and we're probably going to do this going forward when we do the duo, the drummer is actually in the DJ mix because he's doing all electronic percussion, but he still has his live percussion.
Yeah.
And as he goes through it, he might add the hi-hat, the snare, and whatnot, and kind of bring it from DJ to a live element throughout the set.
What's your take, Jen, on this whole normal instruments thing?
Oh, I love it. I just like hanging out with all those guys.
Is it your time to take? You told me you hula and stuff, but I just think you were sitting there listening. So like,
yeah, it's fun to see Jeff.
Are you off work when he goes and teams up with other people? Is that what happens? You just kind of relax and be like, you know what I mean? Like.
Yes and no. I'm not required to hoop, but I end up hooping usually because I like it. Yeah, I love it.
That's what I look forward to, and she didn't do it.
You know, space is a huge issue, and these shows always are like packed. So I'm like,
we're hooping on stage, at least like when I'm solo with the hoop, we're able to stage plot it and really make room for it. When there's 4 people on stage, you know, it's definitely a room-consuming apparatus. So,
you gotta get her like your own cage shit area, and the center is like the dance floor.
With you, it's the flag, like. Is this your thing? Like, I would say, is it gonna be, because this is the first time we saw you. Is this already your thing, or is it just like, I'm feeling good today and all American and stuff? Yeah.
I definitely like to just do something strange on stage. So, and anything that can make everybody, you know, have a little bit more fun. So this is something that I definitely will do again and do like doing, but I definitely like to do a bunch of weird, strange shit. And we played.
You just gotta get a series of flags.
I gotta get some. I want to get costumes. You know, I want to like start.
He always asks me
dressing
for
up on
necklaces.
stage. Yeah, he wears our necklaces. I
really like how like the Flaming Lips Wayne Coyne does like what he does on stage. You know, I don't want to completely rip him off, but I want to have a lot of fun like that.
Yeah, there should be the showmanship into it anyway. You know what I mean? To like bring the people into you, so you're not just a bunch of people playing instruments. You're like, oh, you're that guy that, you know, dressed up like a giraffe the other day. You know, like,
shit out into the crowd.
Yeah. You shoot confetti to everybody. You gave everyone candy that time. You know?
I don't know if you guys heard about Ken Colbert.
Did I see a picture on the internet with you sitting on Conspirators' bus, like fucking around with them? Like, how did that?
That was actually really, really interesting because I always get really, really, really paranoid before my sets because, I don't know, I'm Jewish and OCD or whatever.
How did those two tie together? Wait.
So that was the first night of this three-night tour that Mark had brought me on to do, and I was so nervous that the sound wasn't going to be right. And we went to the town ballroom, and I didn't get a sound check. And when I went on, I had like no sound at all. And I stood up there for like 45 minutes in front of like hundreds of people, and there was no sound, like twangy, no bass. It was awful, but the crowd was very, very nice to me, and I'm pretty good on stage, so I was like keeping them entertained and like joking, like, oh, here comes the drop, and obviously there was no drop because no sound was coming through, and people were laughing and whatever. But I kept it going for like 45 minutes, And then afterwards, I went onto the bus, and I was just chilling back there, and I started breaking out my equipment and shit. And Mark was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, I'm gonna play you some shit. And he's like, "No, you're not." I'm like, "Yeah, I am." And I just plugged it in, and started playing, and people like came on and started grooving and whatnot. And then the next night, he actually cut Conspirator's soundcheck short to make sure that I was plugged in.
I used to work for a Thievery Corporation in DC, and being around like their process of going about creating like live, like synchronized electronic elements with like live band and stuff. Definitely, that was one thing where we started thinking, well, we have this music that's this library of tracks that we got, and we just need a way to play it. We need a way to get it out. That's kind of, we started it as a production. It was like just tracks together. It was never like an organic thing, and then all of a sudden, we've got this huge library of music, and we're like, oh man, we should just make it happen. That's beautiful, man. I mean, it's great to see the community come together and work on creating like a beautiful environment for people to take home with them. That's why I like. That's why I like coming to festivals, because I can go like spread cheer out the world, man. That's why we're all here to recharge our batteries and to get fresh, deal with all the bullshit.
Yeah, real life. It's like tomorrow I gotta drive to New York. You gotta drive to New York.
Yeah.
It's like, can we rewind?
Yeah, exactly. And you can, man.
We get to.
Yeah, you get to.
We get to.
It's on the move for y'all, man. That's great.
There's definitely special vibes at all the music festivals we've been to.
When we actually set the release date, we had these shows confirmed, and I think that there was a little bit of because we were going to go out, and it was like, it's due to the label, because we're releasing on 13/20, so it's due to them a week before the actual release date, and mastered and everything, so that they can upload it whenever. And then we were like, we're going to be gone the weekend before, and it's like, and so we spent all this past week like really just cranking out like what we thought, and getting it to where it is now. And then it's actually been really nice to come out and do these couple of shows, these festivals and stuff, because we've actually been able to literally try it out, live, and hear things and see how it works with the live setting and stuff like that. And then we're able to go back in, and we have 2 days when we get home to be able to make any like changes based upon what we saw over the past this weekend, which has been cool. I think we were hesitant at first to spend those days like at home working on it.
We do what we do.
Yeah, we do what we do, and everybody else does what they do, and it is what it is. We stand behind what we do, and I'm assuming as much as Sonny or Lauren or Derek or anybody else out there doing it.
Both of you guys, you said the 4th edition or something different is the best. Do you say it every time he releases one, or is this one like really the best?
I think this one's the best, honestly, because it's it's different. There's an improv track, so that's something Jeff hasn't done ever, really. So it's really great, and I just think he's kind of setting himself apart from himself,
Myself in the studio, and the remix stuff, and the live stuff. It's 2 very, very different worlds. So these albums kind of showcase both of those, and this one in particular has a lot of live version or live remixes of past studio tracks. So I'm kind of taking a different angle on that. It's 10 tracks, so it's a little different. But EP every 2 months.
You got 2 more, right? 2 more. And then, but you told me last time that this is like going to be continuous. So like January, is that still the plan? Is something different going to go on for like 100 million years, or is it going to be done after this year?
I hope it's something like 7.
You're going to be like 2 past that.
Yeah.
I just have to record like 20 of these, just have them backed up.
Yeah. Throw them in the can, and you just like, hey, it's been 2 months here. Take this one.
Cut an album in like 4 hours. I literally just jammed at the crib.
The first two EPs I did, 6 tracks, I did them in 2 days. Just zoomed through them and did it, being on the road. Not much time to write, not much time to
I definitely think that there's still a spot for bands in the future. It's like electronic music and DJing and all this is not the death of human interaction with instruments. How cool is it that you can just mix up all of these elements and take things from 100 years ago? It's definitely the most exciting time to be making music that I could ever dream of being in. Like, it's very, very cool.